Let's do the blessings before the Torah. Baruch Adonai Amvarak, Baruch Adonai Amavarak Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Melech Haolam Asher Bakar Banu Mikol, Amin Vinatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Blessings before the Torah. Bless Adonai, who is to be blessed. Blessed is Adonai, who is to be blessed forever and ever. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who chose us from all the peoples and gave to us his Torah. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of Torah. Now Korah, son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, betook himself along with Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and On, son of Peleth, descendants of Reuben, to rise up against Moses, together with 250 Israelites, chieftains of the community, chosen in the assembly, men of repute. They combined against Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far, for all the community are holy, all of them, and Adonai is in their midst. Why then do you raise yourself above Adonai's congregation?" When Moses heard this, he fell on his face. Then he spoke to Korah and all his company, saying, "Come morning, Adonai will make known who is God's and who is holy by granting direct access. The one whom God has chosen will be granted access. Do this, you, Korah, and all your band, take fire pans, and tomorrow put fire in them, and lay incense on them before Adonai. Then the candidate whom Adonai chooses, he shall be the Holy One. You have gone too far, sons of Levi." Moses said further to Korah, "Hear me, sons of Levi. Is it not enough for you that the God of Israel has set you apart from the community of Israel and given you direct access to perform the duties of Adonai's tabernacle and to minister to the community and serve them? Now that God has advanced you and all your fellow Levites with you, do you seek the priesthood too? Truly, it is against Adonai that you and all your company have banded together. For who is Aaron that you should rail against him?" Moses sent for Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, but they said, "We will not come." "Is it not enough that you brought us from a land flowing with milk and honey to have us die in the wilderness, that you would also lord it over us? Even if you had brought us to a land flowing with milk and honey, and given us possession of fields and vineyards, should you gouge out the eyes of those involved? We will not come." Moses was much aggrieved, and he said to Adonai, "Pay no regard to their oblation. I have not taken the ass of any of them, nor have I wronged any of them." And Moses said to Korah, "Tomorrow you and all your company appear before Adonai, you and they and Aaron. Each of you take your fire pan and lay incense on it, and each of you bring that fire pan before Adonai. 250 fire pans. You and Aaron also bring your fire pans." They each took their fire pan, put fire in it, laid incense on it, and took a place at the entrance of the tent of meeting, as did Moses and Aaron. Korah gathered the whole community against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Then the presence of Adonai appeared to the whole community. And Adonai spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Stand back from this community, that I may annihilate them in an instant." But they fell on their faces and said, "O God, source of the breath of all flesh, when one member sins, will you be wrathful with the whole community?" Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the community and say, withdraw from about the boards of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram, the elders of Israel following him. He addressed the community, saying, Move away from the tent of these wicked men, and touch nothing that belongs to them, lest you be wiped out for all their sins. So they withdrew from about the abodes of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Now Dathan and Abiram had come out, and they stood at the entrance of their tents, with their wives, their adult children, and their little ones. And Moses said, By this you shall know that it was Adonai who sent me to do all these things, that they are not of my own devising. If these people's death is that of all humankind, if their lot is humankind's common fate, it was not Adonai who sent me. But if Adonai brings about something unheard of, so that the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive in Sheol, you shall know that those involved have spurned Adonai. Scarcely had he finished speaking all these words when the ground under them burst asunder, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households, all Korah's people and all their possessions. They went down alive into Sheol with all that belonged to them. The earth closed over them, and they vanished from the midst of the congregation. All Israel around them fled at their shrieks, for they said, The earth might swallow us. And a fire went forth from Adonai and consumed the 250 contestants offering the incense. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Order Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, to remove the fire pans, for they have become sacred, from among the charred remains, and scatter the coals abroad. Remove the fire pans of those who have sinned at the cost of their lives, and let them be made into armored sheets as plating for the altar. For once they have been used for offering to Adonai, they have become sacred, and let them serve as a warning to the people of Israel. Eleazar the priest took the copper fire pans which had been used for offering by those who died in the fire, and they were hammered into plating for the altar, as Adonai had ordered him through Moses. It was to be a reminder to the Israelites, so that no outsider, one not of Aaron's offspring, should presume to offer incense before Adonai and suffer the fate of Korah and his band. Next day, the whole Israelite community railed against Moses and Aaron, saying, You too have brought death upon Adonai's people. But as the community gathered against them, Moses and Aaron turned toward the tent of meeting. The cloud had covered it, and the presence of Adonai appeared. When Moses and Aaron reached the tent of meeting, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Remove yourself from this community, that I may annihilate them in an instant. They fell on their faces. Then Moses said to Aaron, Take the fire pan and put on it fire from the altar. Add incense and take it quickly to the community and make expiation for them. For wrath has gone forth from Adonai, the plague has begun. Aaron took it as Moses had ordered and ran to the midst of the congregation, where the plague had begun among the people. He put on the incense and made expiation for the people. He stood between the dead and the living until the plague was checked. Those who died of the plague came to 14,700, aside from those who died on account of Korah. Aaron then returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting, since the plague was checked. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelite people, and take from them, from the chieftains of their ancestral houses, 1 staff for each chieftain of an ancestral house, 12 staffs in all. Inscribe each one's name on his staff. There being 1 staff for each head of an ancestral house, also inscribe Aaron's name on the staff of Levi. Deposit them in the tent of meeting before the pact where I meet with you. The staff of the candidate whom I choose shall sprout, and I will rid myself of the incessant mutterings of the Israelites against you. Moses spoke thus to the Israelites. Their chieftains gave him a staff for each chieftain of an ancestral house, 12 staffs in all. Among these staffs was that of Aaron. Moses deposited the staffs before Adonai in the tent of the pact. The next day Moses entered the tent of the pact, and there the staff of Aaron of the house of Levi had sprouted. It had brought forth sprouts, produced blossoms, and borne almonds. Moses then brought out all the staffs from before Adonai to all the Israelites. Each identified and recovered his staff. Adonai said to Moses, "Put Aaron's staff back before the pact, to be kept as a lesson to rebels, so that their mutterings against me may cease, lest they die." This Moses did, just as Adonai had commanded him, so he did. But the Israelites said to Moses, "Lo, we perish, we are lost, all of us. Everyone who so much as venture near Adonai's tabernacle must die. Alas, we are doomed to perish." Adonai said to Aaron, "You and your sons and the ancestral house under your charge shall bear any guilt connected with the sanctuary. You and your sons alone shall bear any guilt connected with your priesthood. You shall also associate with yourself your kinsmen, the tribe of Levi, your ancestral tribe, to be attached to you and to minister to you while you and your sons under your charge are before the tent of the pact. They shall discharge their duties to you and to the tent as a whole, but they must not have any contact with the furnishings of the shrine or with the altar, lest both they and you die. They shall be attached to you and discharge the duties of the tent of meeting, all the service of the tent, but no outsider shall intrude upon you. As you discharge the duties connected with the shrine and the altar, that wrath may not again strike the Israelites. I hereby take your fellow Levites from among the Israelites. They are assigned to you in dedication to Adonai, to do the work of the tent of meetings, while you and your sons shall be careful to perform your priestly duties in everything pertaining to the altar and to what is behind the curtain. I make your priesthood a service of dedication. Any outsider who encroaches shall be put to death." Adonai spoke further to Aaron, "I hereby give you charge of my gifts, all the sacred donations of the Israelites. I grant them to you and to your sons as a prerequisite, a due for all time. They shall be yours from the most holy sacrifices, the offerings by fire, every such offering that they render to me as most holy sacrifices, namely, every meal offering, sin offering, and guilt offering of theirs, shall belong to you and your sons. You shall partake of them as most sacred donations. Only males may eat them. You shall treat them as consecrated. This too shall be yours, the gift offerings of their contributions, all the elevation offerings of the Israelites, I give to you and your wives, to your sons and to the daughters that are with you, as a due for all time. Every one of your household who is pure may eat it. All the best of the new oil, wine, and grain, the choice parts that they present to Adonai, I give to you. The first fruit of everything in their land that they bring to Adonai shall be yours. Every one of your household is pure, may eat them. Everything that has been prescribed in Israel shall be yours. The first male issue of the womb of every being, human or beast, that is offered to Adonai shall be yours. But you shall have the male firstborn of human beings redeemed, and you shall also have the firstling of impure animals redeemed. Take as their redemption price, from the age of 1 month up, the money equivalent of 5 shekels by the sanctuary weight, which is 20 gerahs. But the firstlings of cattle, sheep, or goats may not be redeemed. They are consecrated. You shall dash their blood against the altar, and turn their fat into smoke as an offering by fire for a pleasing odor to Adonai. But their meat shall be yours, it shall be yours like the breast of elevation offering and like the right thigh. All the sacred gifts that the Israelites set aside for Adonai, I give to your sons and to the daughters that are with you, as a due for all time. It shall be an everlasting covenant of salt before Adonai for you and for your offspring as well. And Adonai said to Aaron, You shall, however, have no territorial share among them or own any portion in their midst. I am your portion and your share among the Israelites. And to the Levites I hereby give all the tithes in Israel as their share in return for the service, for they perform the service of the tent of meeting. Henceforth, Israelites shall not trespass on the tent of meeting, and thus incur guilt and die. Only Levites shall perform the services of the tent of meeting. Others would incur guilt. It is the law for all time throughout the ages, but they shall have no territorial share among the Israelites. For it is the tithes set aside by the Israelites as a gift to Adonai that I give to the Levites as their share. Therefore I have said concerning them, they shall have no territorial share among the Israelites. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Levites and say to them, When you receive from the Israelites their tithes, which I have assigned to you as your share, you shall set aside from them 1/10 of the tithe as a gift to Adonai. They shall be accounted to you as your gift, as with the new grain from the threshing floor or the flour from the vat. So shall you on your part set aside a gift for Adonai from all the tithes that you receive from the Israelites, and from them you shall bring the gift for Adonai to Aaron the priest. You shall set aside all gifts due to Adonai from everything that is donated to you, from each thing its best portion, the part thereof that is to be consecrated. Say to them further, when you have removed the best part from it, you Levites may consider it the same as the yield of threshing floor or vat. You and your household may eat it anywhere, for it is your recompense for your services in the tent of meeting. You will incur no guilt through it once you have removed the best part from it, but you must not profane the sacred donations of the Israelites, lest you die. Blessings after the Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu et Torato, Torat emet, v'chayai olam nata bitochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha-Torah. Blessings after the Torah. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and set everlasting life in our midst. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of the Torah. Blessings before the Haftorah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar binviim tovim v'ratza v'devarim aneemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai aboker batorah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Israel amo uninvei haemet va'zedek. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has chosen good prophets and was pleased with their words that were uttered with truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, who chooses the Torah and Moses, God's servant, and Israel, God's people, and the prophets of truth and righteousness. Samuel said to the people, Come, let us go to Gilgal and there inaugurate the monarchy. So all the people went to Gilgal, and there at Gilgal they declared Saul king before the Lord. They offered sacrifices of well-being there before the Lord, and Saul and all the men of Israel held a great celebration there. Then Samuel said to all Israel, I have yielded to you in all you have asked of me, and have set a king over you. Henceforth, the king will be your leader, As for me, I have grown old and gray, but my sons are still with you, and I have been your leader from my youth to this day. Here I am. Testify against me in the presence of the Lord and in the presence of his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose ass have I taken? Whom have I defrauded? Or whom have I robbed? From whom have I taken a bribe? To look the other way, I will return it to you. They responded, You have not defrauded us, you have not robbed us, and you have not taken anything from us, from anyone. He said to them, The Lord then is witness, and is anointed is witness to your admission this day that you have found nothing in my possession. They responded, He is. Samuel said to the people, The Lord is witness, you appointed Moses and Aaron, and who brought your fathers out of the land of Egypt. Come, stand before the Lord while I cite against you all the kindness that the Lord has done to you and your fathers. When Jacob came to Egypt, your fathers cried out to the Lord. And the Lord sent Moses and Aaron, who brought your fathers out of Egypt, and settled them in this place. But they forgot the Lord their God. So he delivered them into the hands of Sisera, the military commander of Azor, into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hands of the king of Moab, and these made war upon them. They cried to the Lord, We are guilty, for we have forsaken the Lord and worshipped the Baalim and Ashtaroth. Oh, deliver us from our enemies, and we will serve you. And the Lord sent Jerubbaal and Bedan and Jephthah and Samuel, and delivered you from the enemies around you, and you dwelt in security. But when you saw that Nahash, king of the Ammonites, was advancing against you, you said to me, No, we must have a king reigning over us, though the Lord your God is your king. Well, the Lord has set a king over you. Here is the king that you have chosen, that you have asked for. If you will revere the Lord, worship him and obey him, and will not flout the Lord's command, if both you and the king who reigns over you will follow the Lord your God, well and good. But if you do not obey the Lord and you flout the Lord's command, the hand of the Lord will strike you as it did your fathers. Now stand by and see the marvelous thing that the Lord will do before your eyes. It is a season of the wheat harvest. I will pray to the Lord, and he will send thunder and rain. Then you will take thought and realize what a wicked thing you did in the sight of the Lord when you asked for a king. Samuel prayed to the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain that day, and the people stood in awe of the Lord and of Samuel. The people all said to Samuel, Intercede for your servants with the Lord, your God, that we may not die, for we have added to all our sins the wickedness of asking for a king. But Samuel said to the people, Have no fear. You have indeed done all those wicked things. Do not, however, turn away from the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. Do not turn away to follow worthless things, which can neither profit nor save, but are worthless. For the sake of his great name, the Lord will never abandon his people, seeing that the Lord undertook to make you his people. Blessings after the Haftorah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zer kol haolamim zadik, vekol adoret ahel הנאמן, האומר ועושה, עם דבר חיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה אדוני אלוהינו, ונאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד מדבריך אחור לא ישב, רחם כי אל מלך נאמן, ורחמם אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הנאמן בכל דבריו. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, rock of all eternities, righteous in all generations, the faithful God who says and does, who speaks and fulfills, all of whose words are true. Faithful are you, Lord our God, and faithful are your words. Not one of your words turns back unfulfilled, for you, O God, are a faithful and compassionate King. Blessed are you, Lord, the God who is faithful in all his words.